Oi oi, CRT here. In today's video I wanted to talk about the price of games and how you don't need to spend big to have a big collection or to even have good games. There's this misconception that only the good games are expensive, but that's really not the case with some generations. Now the one that I'm going to highlight today is the Xbox 360. There are numerous great games for that are super cheap and that are good. They're not rubbish, and they're not sports titles, not digging the sports stuff. So today I'm going to show you 10 of my cheapest Xbox 360 games, as well as tell you a little bit about them and their price from price charting and their Metacritic score, which is a good indication of how good it is. It's not perfect, but it's good. Okay, so at number 10 is the first Assassin's Creed game. Now, price charting has this at £2.90. I'll caveat with everything, you can get this cheaper. All of these games you can get cheaper. Price charting is not super accurate, but it's just what I've used. And the Metacritic for this is 81% out of 100. If you've never played Assassin's Creed, essentially it's a third-person action stealth game. You play a character called Desmond, who is reliving his ancestors' memories through what's called the Animus, and basically you're trying to track down the last known location of an artifact. Essentially, you are playing an assassin who's disgraced, and you have to slowly work your way back up the ranks. It's stealth-based missions, killing, adventure. This is a pretty cool start to it, but the later series did iterate on it and get better and better. Okay, at number 9 is Crysis 2. Price charting has this at £2.88 and Metacritic has a score of 84. Now, Crysis 2 is a first-person shoot 'em up set in the modern day time. Essentially, you play a gentleman called Alcatraz that's part of a SEAL Special Forces team sent into New York to rescue a doctor. Mission goes terrible and you end up inheriting a super suit, and essentially all your abilities around that suit. So for instance, you can use tactical aim and to see where the baddies are in the armour. You can use stealth to go invisible so you can move around. You can do bigger jumps, hit harder, or put armour on so you can take less damage. Now, each time you use any of the suit's abilities, it uses up power, so it's not an indefinite thing, it's just like a short thing. Gunplay more in a realistic than arcade, graphically amazing. Crysis has always been known as one of those PC killer type titles, but yeah, Crysis 2, not bad. Okay, at number 8 is Borderlands 2. This comes at the price charting at £2.88 and a Metacritic of 89. So this is the second in the Borderlands series. I feel like this series of shooters has fared fairly well due to its cel-shaded nature. Graphically pretty cool. The story follows 4 new brand new Vault Hunters. Essentially it's a looter shooter, so as you kill, random guns will drop. As you level up, you can use different skills and abilities. This is seen as the best story of all the Borderlands so far, and it surrounds a character called Handsome Jack and his rise to notoriety. But yeah, Borderlands 2, not a bad one. Okay, at number 7 is Assassin's Creed Revelations. Now, price charting has this at £2.87 at a Metacritic of 80. Now, this follows the storyline along from the first one, where Altair is the main character, and you play the character from the second one, which, spoiler, we'll get to in a minute, Ezio, and essentially just continues on the storyline. Now, because this is a much further title in the 360, graphics are way improved. Storytelling is far more linear and easier to understand, and all the sort of like quality of life improvements that you would want from the originals is now gone and in here. So yeah, Revelations is a pretty cool one to carry it on. Okay, at number 6 is Mass Effect 3. Price chart has this at £2.83 and Metacritic of 93. This is a third-person RPG, probably more in the action than the RPG elements. Essentially, you play a gentleman called Commander Shepard, sent to basically stop the alien invasion. The storyline follows on from the first one and the second one, and if you've not played Mass Effect, you need to. It's super cheap. It's available on all consoles. They did a remaster edition that's pretty much always on sale for about a tenner. Yeah, Mass Effect is a really cool sci-fi RPG shooter. I would 100% recommend that one. Okay, this one is the lowest of all of them. So this is number 5. It's called Homefront. Metacritic has it at a 70. So this is the lowest score out of all the games that I'm showing you. And Price Charting has this at £2.78. This is a first-person shoot 'em up where you play as an American, and essentially America has been invaded by North Korea and is under occupation. It's a fairly by-the-numbers first-person shoot 'em up. It doesn't do anything spectacularly amazing in comparison to other shooters, but it's just a good play. It doesn't overextend its welcome. You just go around shooting people, finish the story, and again, super cheap. Okay, at number 4, this is Mass Effect, the first one. Price Charting has this at £2.74 and a Metacritic of 91. Again, this is where the Mass Effect trilogy all starts. You play as Commander Shepard. It's a third-person RPG shooter with lots of moral choices and loads of side quests to complete. It's weird that number 2 is cheaper than the others, but number 2 might be considered the best out of the trilogy. But yeah. Okay, at number 3 is Assassin's Creed 2. Now, Price Charting has this at £2.68 and a Metacritic of 90. This, as I probably mentioned earlier on with Revelations, this is the second one in the series, and this is where you play as Ezio. I find Ezio a far more likeable character than Altair. The gameplay mechanics is much the similar, third-person stealth game, but this time you're running around Italy. Beautiful sceneries, lots of collectibles, lots of side missions to do. Storytelling is amazing. Yeah, cheap game, give it a go. Okay, number 2 is Deus Ex. Price Charting has this at £2.28 and a Metacritic of 89. Essentially, this is a first-person shooter RPG, but with very open narrative. So you're just given a very basic mission: save the hostages, and you can do that however you want. There's no direct lie to it. You can go stealth and silently take out all the baddies and save the hostages. You can go gun blazing. You can do the hacking route. It's just so open to interpretation of different missions. There's so much freedom. The narrative is so well told in this as well. It's really very well world building storytelling. Okay, and the last one is my cheapest game for the Xbox 360 I own, which is the original Borderlands. This is Price Charting at £2.26 and a Metacritic of 84. This is where it all starts. You play as one of 4 Vault Hunters on Pandora. It's a looter shooter. Collect weapons, kill baddies, scale up. Loads of DLC, loads of great side quests. Yes, it's got some of the early game foibles where in later iterations it fixes those issues, but this is where it all begins. This is the character building that a lot of these characters will appear in further Borderlands titles. But that's it. That's my 10 very cheap Xbox 360 games. As you can see, they're all less than £2.50 on Price Charting, but I still hold the fact that if you go on any decent retro shop, you'll probably be able to get these for a pound or even £1.50. And the Metacritic score is all 80 above, with the exception of Homefront. So these are really cool, cheap titles that are, in 2025, absolutely worth playing. But yeah, that's it for today's video. If you've got any cheap titles that you think I might like and that I haven't mentioned already, please tell me in the comments. And as per usual, if you like the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel and drop me a like. That's it for today, guys. Bye.